She walks into a room like it's a runway and scans the crowd like a strategist. Today we're talking about the female narcissist with what I define as Queen Bee syndrome. And she isn't just confident, she's calculating. And she can be difficult at times to identify because on the surface, she appears magnetic, social, and likable. But underneath the polished image is a woman deeply afraid of irrelevance, addicted to hierarchy, and driven by a compulsive need to dominate every room she enters. Unlike her overt male counterparts, the Queen Bee's tactics are subtle, psychological, and insidiously charming. She doesn't raise her voice or make open threats. Instead, she weaponizes approval, manipulates group dynamics, and orchestrates social control with the grace of a hostess and the strategy of a cult leader. Her world is not about friendship, it's about control. And if you've ever been stung by her, you know just how dangerous her hive can be. And today, we're going to dive into this topic and explain her most common and successful control and manipulation tactics, so hopefully you won't ever fall victim to her charm and charisma. But first, if you're new to my channel, I would like to take a moment and welcome you and invite you to please subscribe and be sure and hit that notification bell because I put out new videos every week. Also, if you are interested in private one-on-one narcissistic abuse recovery coaching sessions with me, or if you would like more information on my new course that explains all aspects of narcissistic abuse, complex PTSD, and trauma bonds and how to break them for good, or information on our new private community of survivors where you will have access to all of my course material, please visit my website. It's linked in the description below at jillwise.com. Okay, so today we're talking about a very specific type of female narcissist that I define as having Queen Bee syndrome. And we are going to expose her most common and successful tricks and manipulations, so hopefully you don't ever get tangled in her web. And the first thing we're going to talk about is how this woman uses popularity as power, not genuine connection. The Queen Bee doesn't crave authentic relationships. She craves leverage. To her, popularity is not about being liked, it's about being strategically irreplaceable. She calculates every social interaction, from who she compliments to who she excludes, all with the purpose of securing her position at the top of the social hierarchy. She's often found at the center of a curated circle where everyone appears to admire her, but very few truly know her. Vulnerability, reciprocity, or mutual support, those aren't part of her relational toolkit. Instead, she presents herself as the sun around which all others must orbit, burning hot enough to dazzle, but always keeping a distance. The illusion of friendship is her bait, but the real hook is power. She collects people the way others collect followers, status symbols in human form. Next, she handpicks her threats, then quietly dismantles them. One of the most unsettling behaviors of the Queen Bee narcissist is her obsession with eliminating perceived rivals before they even rise. She doesn't wait for someone to challenge her. She anticipates it, scans for it, and prepares a silent takedown. When a new woman enters the scene with confidence, charm, or natural leadership, the Queen Bee perceives her as a threat to her dominance. But instead of confrontation, she opts for quiet sabotage. So she might fake concern. I'm worried she's not emotionally stable. Or drops cryptic shade. There's just something off about her. And eventually, these small, seemingly innocent comments begin to chip away at the new woman's social standing. It's a psychological war game masked as gossip, and the target often doesn't realize what's happening until the room starts to turn cold. Next, she demands loyalty in the form of submission, not support. Loyalty in the Queen Bee's world is a one-way street paved with silent compliance. She doesn't want allies, she wants followers. People who echo her opinions, back her choices, and never, under any circumstances, contradict her. Even neutral stances can be interpreted as betrayal. Ask a question at the wrong time, you're disloyal. Defend someone she's decided to exclude, you're next on the chopping block. The queen bee uses silence, exclusion, and passive-aggressive commentary as tools of enforcement. Her group dynamic becomes a psychological performance where everyone learns quickly, don't you dare outshine, object, and above all, don't displease her. What looks like loyalty from the outside is actually submission, created not through trust, but through fear of exile. And once someone starts to self-censor around her, the control is complete. Next, she rewrites the story, then cries victim. One of the most perplexing aspects of the queen bee narcissist is her ability to hijack the narrative when things don't go her way. If someone calls out her behavior or starts to push back, she doesn't reflect, she deflects. Instantly, she becomes the misunderstood hero, the victim of toxicity, or the poor woman who is just trying to help. Suddenly, she's being bullied, she's being ganged up on, and she's the one people should feel sorry for. This victim pivot is not just a defense mechanism, it's a manipulation tactic used to rally support and silence the truth teller. Because once she reframes herself as the injured party, anyone who continues to speak out looks cruel or unstable. It's a form of social gaslighting that distorts reality so effectively that even those harmed by her begin to doubt themselves. Next, she controls through excluding, then feeds off the insecurity it creates. The queen bee is obsessed with exclusion because it's her most potent tool of manipulation. She creates inner circles, secret group chats, and selective hangouts, not to bond, but to breed insecurity. By rotating who's in and who's out, she manufactures competition and anxiety within the group. You never quite know where you stand, and that's the point. She withholds praise, affection, and inclusion just enough to keep others performing for her approval. And when someone steps out of line, she doesn't confront them. She simply replaces them with a new favorite, ensuring everyone else stays on edge. And the prize is her affection. However, the price you'll pay is your self-worth. So in closing, Queen Bee Syndrome isn't just a personality quirk. It's a calculated system of control dressed in charm and hidden in plain sight. These women don't need to raise their voice or cause public scenes. They dismantle reputations with whispers and control others through the fear of being eliminated. But what makes the female narcissist with Queen Bee Syndrome so insidious is how socially acceptable, often even admired, her behavior appears to be. She's the leader, the glue, the life of the party. But underneath the admiration, this woman is ruling through manipulation, exclusion, and fear. And when someone finally refuses to bow, they realize it was never about friendship. It was always about dominance. The real rebellion? Stepping out of her hive, reclaiming your voice, and refusing to compete for crumbs from a counterfeit crown. Okay, that's going to do it for today's video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel. Also, you can follow me on my other social media platforms. They're listed in the description below, or visit my website at jillwise.com for a list of all of the services that I offer. Until next time, everyone, take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you at the next video.